I'm a born and raised Phoenician, grew up in Arizona. My entire life growing up, I actually wanted to be a police officer. And it wasn't until about halfway through undergraduate school that I found a professor that really inspired me to want to go probably further than I actually thought that I could go with education in my profession and career, and really inspired me to want to go to law school. So that's what I did. I went away to law school. I went to school in Chicago, but I knew, being a born and raised Phoenician, that I was always going to come back to Phoenix. And so when I did that, I came back. I started working at the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, one of the greatest jobs that I ever had. I left there after a couple of years and went to go work at probably one of the best, if not the best, criminal defense attorneys law offices in town. Worked there for a short time, left that firm, decided to start my own firm 20 years ago, and the current iteration, now Arizona Law Group, has about 30 staff members and attorneys that work here, and it's just a testament to those people, what we've been able to do. Growing up in Arizona, I think the thing I love the most about it is just the versatility and the many different things that you can do. I grew up in Phoenix, and so we've got the desert, we have some mountains, but if you like to go skiing, which I did, you can go up to Flagstaff, you can go to eastern Arizona, you can go skiing. If you want to go out of state, you're either a short drive or a short flight from almost anywhere that you want to go. The beach is only a few hours away. When I grew up, 70s and 80s, Phoenix was a much smaller place, and so it just seemed like the perfect place for a kid to grow up. You could go anywhere, you could do whatever you want, you could roam. It was really just a tremendous place to grow up, and it was where I wanted to come back to raise my kids. The most rewarding thing about my career, my legal journey so far, has probably been starting off as a solo practitioner 20 years ago, and then evolving through several iterations to where we are today. Back when I first started, it was just me, and I can only represent so many people. And I knew I wanted to represent more people, have a bigger impact on the community, be able to help people, be able to serve them. And so the only way to do that is to grow the firm and to have a philosophy that people buy into, that understand that our central purpose here is to help people during a very difficult time in their life. Whether they're going through a divorce, they have a family member who has gotten in trouble, maybe with a DUI or some other type of criminal offense, or been hurt in an injury, you are truly helping them get through a very, very difficult time in their life, something that gives you a tremendous amount of pride and satisfaction when you help them get to the other side of that mountain, and so they can look back on their life and realize that they're in a better situation because they had you by your side. And knowing that we have an entire team of people here who are service first, who are client first, that is the biggest joy that I've had in this entire journey. I've had several cases that have really impacted me personally. I've probably had a half a dozen or more criminal defense cases where my client was, really, really battling the state, the prosecution, the police, and we were able to, represent them effectively, get not guilty verdicts solely through doing a thorough investigation, thorough interviews of everybody involved, and being able to show where the prosecution and the police just fell short, and the jury was able to realize that my client was not guilty and found him not guilty. And when I started doing family law, I had a very impactful case. I had a case that a client had a child almost the exact same age as my daughter, and it was a relocation case. And going through that process and just looking at him and understanding and realizes this could literally be me. It could be anybody. It was very impactful, and knowing that we were able to prevent location so that he was able to grow up here in Phoenix with his daughter. I've seen him a couple times throughout the years. It's just been really fantastic to be able to see that father-daughter relationship, be able to grow and mature. As a dad of 2 daughters myself, I could just understand how heartbreaking that would be, not having that opportunity. And it was super impactful and has helped, I think, guide the philosophy that we have in our family law representation. Outside of work, my primary goal is just spend as much time as I can with my wife and 2 daughters. I was their soccer coach growing up for about 10 years. It was a lot of fun. We like to do a lot of traveling. We like to go on cruises. We like to do a lot of hiking. Ultimately, the biggest thing for me is that we just spend a lot of time together. They're growing up, they're going to be off going to college soon, so I know that we just have a little bit of time left to enjoy. And then my wife and I will be empty nesters, and I hear that's a lot of fun too. My favorite cruise was probably the first cruise I ever went on, and the reason is because I met my wife. And so not a lot of people know that about me, but my wife and I actually met on a cruise ship, and so my cousin had arranged for a bunch of family and friends to go on this cruise, and so I went by myself, and my wife went with my cousin, and they were really good friends at the time. And so her and I met on that ship, and so it was sort of like speed dating, but maybe speed dating on steroids. And so at the end of that, 21 years ago, we maintained a relationship, and we've been married for 18 years.